Good morning, Aiken High. I'm Michaela Tucker.
And I'm Danielle Romano.
This week on AHS News, we'll be covering wrestling, a current track star, and the modified calendar.
Live from the Hive, this is AHS News. The wrestling team has started the 2022 season and has amassed many returning and new wrestlers.
Here we talk about their experience as a wrestler and how they have prepared themselves for the season.
The wrestling team has started their 2022 season and has amassed many returning and new wrestlers. Here we talk about their experience as a wrestler and how they have prepared themselves for the season.
So far, I've been wrestling for about 4 to 5 months. Recently got into it.
We asked how being a part of the wrestling team meant to them.
It's like, as a team sport, it's sort of like another family. I mean, not as close as like your actual family at home, but you're around these people every day almost, and for like hours at a time. So you gotta get to know them. You gotta be like close with them.
We question how they find a balance between their athletics and academics.
I study a lot during my IoT, so that really helps out in having good grades.
Returning wrestlers were asked what their favorite wrestling moment were.
My favorite moment was probably at state last year. Just a fun experience, a good tournament.
First-year wrestlers were asked what they look forward to for the coming wrestling season.
Probably gaining more progress. I've been making a lot of progress since I'm just a first year. I don't want to get cocky, but I'm getting better and better every day, and I really just want to get my wins, help out the team, and improve every single day.
Advice was given from returning wrestlers for new wrestlers and people wanting to join wrestling.
Basically, for first-year wrestlers, don't let it be in your first year intimidate you, because you're going to face a lot of good people, but at the end of the day, they're still beautiful.
Finally, they were asked if they plan to further their wrestling career.
I'm not opposed to it, but it kind of depends on if I get a scholarship for it or not. If not, I'll probably pursue like focus just on an education in college or something.
This has been Jose Tomorano of AHS News.
Victoria Colon-Laborde is one of Aiken High's track star runners who recently made the all-area team.
Here's a look at her track and field achievements.
Victoria Colon-Laborde is an Aiken High School senior who recently made the all-area track team. Victoria started track at a young age and is now in her 8th track session. Her mother has been one of her greatest supporters and encouraged Victoria to begin track.
Well, my mom actually put me in track, and I did not like it at first, but I think after about one season, I started really enjoying it. Track, I started when I was 9, and I joined the Aiken High team in 7th grade, so this is my 6th year running for Aiken High.
Victoria has been very successful in track. In addition to making the all-area team, she has won various medals throughout her career.
I've gotten all-region every year I've run, and I've gotten some medals for meets.
Track and field is a very big part of Victoria's life, and she enjoys competing with her friends at each track meet.
The track meets, it's really fun hanging out with all the people. You really feel like a family. You get to cheer on all your teammates and get to go out to eat afterwards. So that's really fun.
While Victoria enjoys competing, she still faces challenges within the sport.
Definitely the running part is a little hard. You have to put in a lot of work. You gotta put your whole heart into it. You gotta train really hard. And sometimes it hurts, but you just gotta push through that and push through the pain.
Victoria's track coach, Mr. Hostetler, is also very proud of Victoria's career, accomplishments, and her improvements throughout high school.
Victoria is one of our best distance runners, actually the best girls distance runner right now, and she contributes every year. And you can see it through all of her stats. She wins almost every time, everything that she runs, especially at the region meet, which is where it matters and counts to go into the state series. So I haven't seen Victoria grow in the sense of all the way up through, but I have seen her as a freshman on, and last year she was able to break past some of her times that were not what she felt were good enough, and so she was actually able to break past her PR and do very well, and I think that this year she's going to succeed in that as well.
Many of Victoria's teammates believe she is a leader and a great asset to the Aiken High track team.
I see Victoria as a leader, yes. She's a pretty nice person you can count on. She's very helpful and encouraging to new members, so yes,
Victoria has had an amazing career so far, and making the all-area track team is a milestone Victoria is very proud to reach.
I feel really honored. It was a big accomplishment.
This has been Kelly of AHS News.
The Aiken High Public School District is considering changing the current school calendar to a modified calendar.
The students and staff of Aiken High have been debating whether this calendar benefits our school and the possible consequences of it.
For the past couple of months, the Aiken County Public Schools have been discussing the possibility of a modified school year. We wanted to see what people of Aiken High thought of this idea.
I'm actually pretty neutral about it, but I do believe that we should be open to trying new things. If we feel like there are problems that could be addressed by a different calendar, then I'm all in favor of trying something new. I think for high schoolers, it might be a little bit closer to college schedules in that we basically will go 9 weeks on and 2 weeks off. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that 9 weeks is about as long as we can go without a break. I don't think it's going to be negative for Aiken High, except the breaks will probably interfere with sports and extracurricular activities and practices and all the normal schedules that we've gotten used to. We're going to have to be a little bit more flexible with that. I do believe it might bother people who have like a summer job that lasts for the entire summer. All of a sudden the summer is going to be shorter, and I'm not sure that all employers will be flexible enough with our kids to change the work schedule around. I think the real problem is going to be with the little guys who are the majority of the system, with the parents and child care. This is my first year at Aiken High, and it's a great place to be, great history, great tradition. I am partial to the block schedule. Having done a variety of schedules over 30 years, my students have told me year in and year out that after graduation, the block schedule helped them adjust to whatever their next phase of life was, whether it was military or law enforcement or college. They felt like the block schedule where you were in class for an intense amount of time and then you're measured and you're done, that prepared them for the next stage of life. So I love the block.
The modified calendar and the traditional calendar both have students attending 180 days of school. After each 9 weeks, there will be a 2-week break for the students and the staff.
I am in favor with the new calendar again. I think that the shorter summer break will allow students less time to lose the information that they learned over the regular school year, and I think that the 2 weeks that will still allow time for a break. I think it would delay a lot of maybe vacation plans for students. I think it maybe would be difficult for some students to keep up the ambition to keep up with their schoolwork. Since the teachers are offering help during those 2 weeks, if I had any difficulties with my classes, I could reach out to them, but I think I would take that time as kind of like a mental break from school.
It is important to know that nothing has been implemented and no decisions have been made. These are just the beginning stages of discussion.
The first thing I think is that students will be able to get a break, get help if they need to from other teachers, and teachers will get a break. And I think that the break in between each quarter will be helpful for everybody's mental health. Parents that have young children, they may have difficult time finding childcare. So that's the only thing I can really think of. I know some people were talking about summer programs or summer jobs. I really don't think that'll affect it that much. If you look at the calendar, it's really not that much different than a regular school year. I think the modified would work better. I really do.
Yearbooks can still be purchased until January 28th. At the 28th, we cannot guarantee you a book. Please go online at jostens.com or see Ms. Pacharo in C258 for more information.
Teacher Cadet applications for next year are now available for Ms. Tepke in room B112. You do not have to be interested in teaching as a career to take the course, but you must be a rising junior or senior, have at least a 3.0 GPA on the 4.0 scale, and have a clean discipline record. Completed applications are due February 1st.
That's all this week on AHS News.
Thanks for watching, and go Hornets!